we're going to be producing a Happiest Hour event, which is going to be at 5 p.m. happy hour in 5 different cities across the country. But each city will highlight a specific product category sold by Zappos, and it's also going to raise awareness for a related charity in a really creative way. The one thing that's going to be tying all these cities together is going to be a really cool fashion show presentation or a product presentation in a creative way. It's going to feature, of course, products specific to the category that that city is promoting. And then it's going to feature people who've actually benefited from these charities to be able to share their story and how the charities affected them with the world. But I'm going to start with our first city, which is going to be Los Angeles. And of course, the product category for Los Angeles is wellness. So that's apparel and fitness and all kinds of fitness-related products that Zappos sells. It's going to be at the Griffith Observatory, the lawn there. We're going to have Jamba Juice as a sponsor, providing all of our drinks for everyone. And that's something that's going to be important is we're going to have $250,000 budgets. We're going to break that up to $50,000 to each city. So we're going to have to get a lot of city-specific sponsorship for food and beverage. But again, these are public events that a lot of people could come out to. We're going to have a fashion show that's benefiting Susan J. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation to tie in with the wellness. And we're going to have celebrity yoga classes taught by Bikram. We're going to have Julian Michaels maybe do a boot camp. And some of the survivors of Susan J. Komen will be actually featured in the fashion show wearing that fitness apparel and sharing their stories.
The next city is Las Vegas, which is where our base camp and headquarters is located. For that one, we are choosing to focus on some of our animal-related products. So we are partnering with the NSPCA. We're going to be doing basically a giant doggy hospitality area where you can go and your dogs can get blueberry facials. We have a dessert bar. And it's also a massive adoption event. So partnering with NSPCA, people will be able to go and adopt a pet. And our fashion show that we have is featuring these adoptable animals wearing products that can be purchased on our website.
Moving into the central time zone, we have Austin, which is going to focus on the Habitat for Humanity charity. The event in Austin will be on a future build site. It'll sort of be a really large scale of a home. We will be featuring home good products that you can purchase on Zappos.com. There will be small vignettes representing various rooms within a home, one of which being a kitchen, where Wolfgang Puck and his culinary team will be so generously donating their time, doing cooking demonstrations with products that you can purchase on Zappos.com. Another of which could be a restroom or a bathroom where one could get makeovers and such. And then another one would be like a living room where one would get a surround sound experience where you can purchase, obviously, electronics from Zappos. And it would be tied into a simulcast experience that we have with Pharrell Williams doing his happy song. That you could hear throughout the surround sound in your living room.
And then in Chicago, we're going to focus on with the Ronald McDonald House, and we're going to have it at the Ronald McDonald House, where kids that are members of the Ronald McDonald House will do a fashion show sponsored by Zappos, and the clothes that they wear, they can actually keep. And it's a free event for all kids and parents, and there's no alcohol involved, so it's going to be budgetless, and people will just play and have a fashion show, and all the kids can keep the clothes sponsored by Zappos.
And finally, we're in New York, where we're partnering with Dress for Success for the fashion show. So that's a charity that helps homeless women and individuals kind of find the clothing to go on those job interviews. So those will be the subjects of our fashion show, where there will also be mini makeover stations for the public to kind of get their own little mini makeover so they can dress for success as well.
And again, we want to broadcast our message, delivering happiness, way past just these local events. So we're going to create an incredible website that's called the National Happiness Registry, sponsored by Zappos. And it's going to tie into a very interactive Twitter, Instagram, Facebook campaign where people can nominate people in their lives they know or people they've heard of to receive or be a part of Zappos generosity. Now, $10,000 out of each city's budget will actually be a donation that Zappos will be making to a person who is nominated. So people will use the hashtag deliver happiness to my friend who is unfortunately suffering with terrible breast cancer and doesn't have the money she needs to pay for her kids' backpacks and school goods. And we're gonna create this amazing website and social interactive platform where people can nominate people in need, and then Zappos will actually donate money plus product to that person and be able to share their stories and deliver happiness all over the world in the US and to Zappos customers everywhere.
Do you realize what's interesting is that none of the content that we had today was planned. It was all done in the last 30 minutes, and it was pretty remarkable. I'm very inspired by hearing everybody. The ideas are all open source. Hopefully tomorrow you can take some of these ideas, learn some new things, and most importantly, the tables that you're sitting at, make sure that you're exchanging email addresses, because this is called really deep networking. You go to a cocktail party, you don't know who the hell you're talking to. You're working with these people, and so new friendships form out of these things, new groups form out of these things, entire agencies can form out of these things.
What was really fantastic about being here at the Plan-A-Thon was that there was a great range of experience, people that were handling big brand corporate accounts to small mom and pop businesses, and it really gave you a great depth and understanding of what the event industry is doing and how great it is to be part of the event industry.
David, I love my job. I love event planning. I think it is the most incredible, rewarding experience as a career that one can possibly imagine, especially a creative person like myself. Event planners in the industry love BizBash. And they love BizBash because it accomplishes the same thing that this Plan-A-Thon does. It's a meeting of the minds. When you read BizBash, you see what are people thinking, what are people doing, and you know what that does? That inspires new creative thought. So basically it's one idea lending to the next and creating a progression of creativity.